Welcome to Western Water Weekly, where we bring you our latest water stories from across the Colorado River Basin. Here's what made headlines for the week of June 30th through July 5th, 2025. We begin in California, where the Bureau of Reclamation has launched the new Shasta Dam Cam. This livestream webcam gives the public a real-time view of Shasta Dam, Shasta Reservoir, and the iconic Mount Shasta. The camera is mounted at the Shasta Dam Visitor Center and is part of the dam's 80th anniversary celebration. Shasta Dam is a major part of California's water infrastructure. It helps regulate the Sacramento River, stores more than 4.5 million acre-feet of water, and provides flood control, hydroelectric power, and water for cities and farms. If you're planning a visit, the Visitor Center offers free guided tours Friday through Tuesday, including a walk across the dam and an elevator ride 400 feet down to a viewing area near the spillway. Arizona Governor Katie Hobbs signed Senate Bill 1611 into law, allowing developers to buy water rights from farmland that is no longer being used. This ag-to-urban transfer law lets homebuilders use a portion of that water for new housing, so long as the homes use less water than the farms did. The move comes after a 2023 moratorium blocked new housing developments in Phoenix suburbs due to groundwater shortages. Supporters say the law could enable construction of up to 1 million homes while using less water overall. But not everyone is celebrating. Critics say rural water issues were ignored, and that unregulated areas still lack basic protections. The law's long-term success may depend on whether it truly balances urban growth with groundwater conservation. In Nevada, a water rights battle is heating up between a cattle rancher and a lithium mining company. Edward Bartell, a rancher near Thacker Pass, caught Lithium Nevada pumping water from a well, despite having lost their permits in court. The state responded with a cease and desist order. The dispute centers on whether the company's lithium mine would harm Bartell's senior water rights and local springs. Environmental watchdogs say the case is a warning sign about rushed permitting decisions made in the final days of the Trump administration. Lithium Nevada says it's working with state officials and still plans to move forward. But with full production now pushed to 2028, the legal and environmental questions are far from settled. As wildfire season intensifies, the Bureau of Reclamation has imposed fire restrictions across wide areas of Arizona, southern Nevada, and southern California. Campfires, fireworks, welding torches, and even smoking outside a vehicle are now banned on public lands managed by Reclamation. Motorized vehicles must have working spark arresters, and only gas or liquid fuel stoves are allowed in designated areas. These restrictions align with those already put in place by the Bureau of Land Management and are designed to prevent human-caused fires during a period of extreme heat and dryness. A new study published in the journal Water Resources Research introduces a cutting-edge way to map groundwater pollution, especially in arid regions like the American Southwest. Researchers adapted a method from ecology, usually used to predict where rare animals live, and applied it to water. Instead of species, they mapped where harmful chemicals like sulfate and chloride are most likely to show up in shallow groundwater. This model uses factors like topography, land use, climate, and soil properties to generate pollution maps, even in areas with limited data. It has already shown success in northwestern China and could be a powerful tool for water managers in desert regions facing growing human impact and climate stress. In Utah, 2 Moab-based environmental groups have filed a lawsuit to stop a large resort and housing development near Cane Creek. The suit alleges that the developers are illegally relying on water rights that haven't been used in decades and may no longer be valid under Utah law. The 586-unit project is planned for an area with rich wildlife habitat, floodplain risks, and cultural sites. The groups are also concerned that the developers have already begun unauthorized excavation work and are trying to use a legal loophole to form a new municipality to fast-track approvals. This case is part of a broader debate in Grand County about growth, land use, and water near the Colorado River. Reservoir conditions in the Colorado River Basin are mixed this week. In the upper basin states like Colorado and Wyoming, many reservoirs are close to full. For example, Dillon and Williams Fork reservoirs are at 99%, and Wyoming's Big Sandy is nearly 89% full. But in the lower basin, especially Arizona and Nevada, conditions are more troubling. Lake Powell is at just 32% of capacity, and Lake Mead remains at a historic low, only 31% full. California's picture is split. Shasta Lake is performing well, storing 84% of its full volume, while some other sites lag behind or lack recent data. The disparity across states highlights how difficult it is to manage water resources during ongoing aridification. And finally, the latest U.S. Drought Monitor shows worsening conditions across much of the West. While parts of Arizona and New Mexico got some help from early monsoon rains, most of Utah, Nevada, and western Wyoming remained dry. Central and northern Utah saw worsening drought due to low stream flow and almost no rainfall. Western Colorado, too, is drying out, while the eastern parts of the state saw some improvement thanks to rain. The National Weather Service predicts warmer and drier conditions next week for most of the region, especially west of the Continental Divide. Unless monsoonal rains intensify, drought conditions could continue to worsen. That wraps up this week's Western Water Weekly. Be sure to subscribe for more updates and visit westernwater.com for details, links, and other insights. I'm Praise. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.